Really want to dedicate some time talking about heat safety. Wow, it's been hot Monday through Wednesday. Now that we find ourselves on Thursday through Saturday, going to be the 3 hottest consecutive days that we've had of 2022. And then as we start next week, we're going to be right back into the mid-90s as well. In the United States, each and every year, heat-related deaths, the #1 weather-related deaths, are attributed to heat. Let's start with our current conditions over 7th and Range Line, where we sit at 91 degrees, and there we go. We're already up to triple digits as far as our heat index reading, 100 on the nose. And so these are our actual temperatures, anywhere from 89 to 91, or 88's down to the south. But of course, we got to factor in the heat, the humidity, and the wind. So let's talk about the threats. We're going to start on the left with heat exhaustion. Okay, because heat exhaustion can lead to heat stroke. What we're looking at, especially in young people, in elderly people, and those with chronic illnesses, watch for dizziness. Make sure that they're staying hydrated if they complain about it, because one of the things you can do is sip cool water. But then you really get worried when you see the stomach start to go on you, and also the muscles in the limbs start to fail you, because the heat exhaustion, that can lead to the heat stroke. Now, when you start to pick up signs in somebody that's confused, they say they're dizzy, or forbid, should they become unconscious, that is time to call 911. You know, heat exhaustion, move to a cooler area, loosen the clothing, sip cool water. But when you see the signs of heat stroke, no, that's when the professionals come in. It is time to call 911 while you're waiting on them. Get that person to a cooler area, and also to loosen up their clothing and remove any extra layers that they have. And this is something that we're going to revisit here throughout the end of this week, and probably revisit it as well next week, just as a reminder. And you can find all those tips and suggestions not only at the National Weather Center website, but also the Centers for Disease Control. Here we are with heat index readings. We all know that we're going to be cruising up in between 103 and 105 later on today, so no surprise. We know we've got the heat advisories in effect. We actually got lucky. We escaped the excessive heat warnings. We may see those definitely by the time we get into Friday and Saturday, though. For the most part, they're supposed to expire at 9 o'clock each night, but just imagine they're just going to be revamped all the way through next week. And then as we talk about the Skywatch Storm Tracker, really what we're going to pay attention to is what's developing right now out to the northwest of us. We'll go ahead and take a look at our low pressure that's beginning to move in, that darker color right there, just through western Kansas, because that's going to formulate some thunderstorm activity that's going to stay, to the most part, for the north of us. But our far northern counties may skirt just a little bit of it. But luckily, we are able to stay out of even that low category. You can tell that low category kind of runs I-70 and does so for a substantial period of time, from KC all the way past St. Louis, almost to the end of Illinois as well. We haven't seen any of it formulate as of yet, and really won't until we get into our evening hours. As far as what we'll have this afternoon, remember peak heating time, 2:30 to about, let's say 6 o'clock these days. So even though we're seeing, not low 90s right now, mid 90s, a distinct possibility. Here's the low pressure that I was talking about at the top of your screen, right up by KC. Like I said, late tonight into early Friday, and it just skirts us. I really think we won't even see hardly any lightning or thunder associated with that. And what are we going to do on Friday? Well, I got a feeling we'll probably be talking about the dangers of heat stroke and heat exhaustion, because there's no reprieve on this, Tanya. Challenging record highs each and every single day. And as you and I were talking about earlier, the record warm lows, that is 3 consecutive nights that we've done it this week, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th.
Record
not
watch.
Not going to be surprised if we don't throw the 16th up there tomorrow morning.
Record watch 2022 continues.
2022, yep.
There you go. All right, thanks, Michael.